Hello, everyone. This is Laura Lee Rourke from It's Not About Food podcast. And today's video, we're going to talk about true recovery. And of course, since, what I mainly do is eating disorders and body hatred, we're talking about true recovery from an eating disorder. But this true recovery is with anything, really, anything that you're suffering from or trying to get a handle on. It could be money, it could be work, it could be relationships, it could be alcohol, whatever. It doesn't really matter, but it's something that you're struggling with and you don't understand why you're struggling with it and you wish that you weren't. So, a part of the plan is to get some sort of recovery for that. And what is true recovery? Because I've had recoveries on things where I'm still very white-knuckly about it. I'm still very scared of it. I'm still worried that I'm going to go back into it. So that to me is not the best recovery. It's a way to get recovery, but it's not. What I wanted was to not be afraid anymore of me doing the thing, whatever it was. And with eating disorders, it's sort of like, it's a good idea to sort of write down as you're going into recovery, or if you think to yourself, well, is this really the life I want to live with this? And if you're still afraid of food, you still hate your body, that's not recovery. That's still being in the thing. Maybe you're not over or under eating anymore or throwing up, or maybe you're not verbally telling everyone how fat and terrible you look. But if you have this underlying current of dissatisfaction and dislike of your body and of yourself, that is something that I think we have to recover from, because that will take us to another something that we'll have an issue with. And again, it might come out in different ways, but I really want to talk about true recovery. So for me, I wanted to be able to feel good about eating food. I mostly wanted to eat when I was hungry. I wanted to know when I was hungry. I mostly wanted to eat what my body was asking me for, not so much what my head said. For instance, my head will say, I only want chocolate and potato chips, which are perfectly fine food, but that's not really all I ever want. I will want soup. I will want a salad. I will want a protein. I really will have a piece of toast. So to me, it was listening each time and not arguing with that voice that said, I want some toast, and say, oh, no, you can't have toast because that's a carb. I didn't want to do that anymore. I wanted to just listen to what my body said and then feed it that thing and then see how I felt. And most of the time when I was calm and collected and ate like that, broke bread with myself, if you will, it worked out well. So I wanted to wait till I was hungry, then I could figure out what I wanted. And then the third thing is once I was satisfied, I could stop eating. And it all had to kind of go on this little path together. It's a holistic recovery, because not only was I learning how to eat, relearning how to eat, because babies eat like this all the time. Animals eat like this all the time. So even though I was relearning how to eat, that I already knew how to do this, but I had forgotten because I had been on diets forever, I really wanted to listen to my body and hear what it said for me to eat or not eat, instead of some book or some article or some other person telling me this. So what happened, because I ate like that, is I stopped overeating, and I stopped undereating. So my body went to its natural size. Now, the natural size thing, again, this is a holistic approach. This is true recovery. I didn't want it to weigh that. I wanted it to weigh a lot less than it wanted to weigh. But that was my eating disorder. That was my body dysmorphia. And it does change through the years. Of course it does. And in the winter, maybe I weigh a little bit more, and in the summer, I weigh a little bit less. But I don't really know because I never get on a scale anymore. But I can kind of tell, I feel lighter in the summer. I feel a little bit heavier in the winter. That's okay. Seems to me like that's the way of the world. So I'm not going to really worry about it. And then the other part of the recovery that I really, really wanted to have was to know that I was on my own side, that I was okay with me. I accepted my body. I accepted my weight. I accepted that this is who I was as an eater. And I accepted that this was my path, whatever it was. And again, it changes. I do something much different today for my work and for my life and my path than I did when I was in my 20s. Of course I do. And everybody's like that. So that was the holistic, real recovery that I wanted to have. I didn't even know I wanted to have that. But I kind of found out that I wanted to have that as that's what came. And I think, just to be honest with you, I think when I started this recovery with alcohol and drugs and cigarettes and food and weight and money and relationships, I thought to myself, if I get these things dialed in perfectly, then I'll be happy. If I get the perfect relationship, the perfect house, the perfect job, the perfect body, the perfect work, the perfect idea, and then I will stay like that, never get old and never get hurt and never get sick, then I would be happy, and that would be recovery. But that had to be just thrown out. That was not true. That was very conditional. And my other part of my recovery, my true recovery, was I wanted to be unconditionally loved by me. By me. I wanted to always be on my own side. I wanted me to always think that I was doing a good job, even when I would not do a good job. I would still tell myself, well, you tried, and that was a good try, and how else do you want to do this? I just stopped beating myself up. I stopped being the prosecuting attorney and became the defending attorney, if you will. And I just accepted everything I did and everything I thought and everything that was about me. I just accepted, isn't that interesting? This is what I'm doing with this. This is how I'm feeling about this. This is how I'm dealing with this thing. And it's all subject to change and to get better and to learn more and to move around and try new things. So for me, it was the body, the mind, and the spirit that I was working on with true recovery. My body, I had to take care of it, I had to accept it, and I had to love it unconditionally. My emotional self, that would just caused me so much grief when I was younger. I feel like I was just in emotional turmoil all the time. But once I sort of listened to myself emotionally, heard my feelings, came to my own call, and the other thing is realize that a lot of my thoughts are just thoughts. They're not real. It's not, I really want to, jump out of a plane every day. I just wanted to do it one time. So it was they're just thoughts, and I don't have to believe everything I think. And then the third thing is to walk my path, and it changes. So go to what makes you happy. What makes you happy to be alive? And see how you can work that into the path of your life. I have a friend that quit her job during the pandemic, and she started walking dogs. And now that's what she is. She's a dog walker. And she is happy, so so happy. And, who knows how long she's going to do that, but she really loves it. And that's what she's doing right now. So for her, it's working. She left this other huge big job that she had to wear a suit to work and everything. Now she puts her hair in a ponytail and puts her sneakers on, and she's at work. So trust yourself, love yourself, be on your own side always. This is what true recovery is. And I find that as long as I stay with that, trusting myself, being with myself, being on my own side, then I really don't go wrong. I really don't. So thank you so much for listening. Please make sure to be a Patreon member. It'd be great to have you. And I will see you next month. Thanks.